The following is a presentation of the Big East Conference Television Network. The biggest surprise in college basketball this year, the Providence College Friars. Ernie Lewis with that three-pointer started a miracle week as Providence knocked off Georgetown. And then on Saturday night, Billy Donovan was the hero, another upset of a nationally ranked team, and suddenly the Friars found themselves tied for the top spot in the Big East, and even better than that, ranked in the country's top 20 in both national wire polls. Tonight, BC looks to keep it alive, but they'll have to stop Dana Barros, one of the best guards in the country. It's Boston College and Providence College. It's Big East basketball. Tonight's game features the Boston College Eagles against the Providence College Friars. And welcome, everybody, to the Boston Garden in Boston, Massachusetts, where tonight the dream continues for the Providence College Friars. They are set to take on the Boston College Eagles and look to keep hold of first place in the Big East Conference. Hi, everybody. I'm Mike Gorman, along with former Holy Cross All-American Ron Perry. Welcome to our coverage of Providence College basketball. It's been fun so far. Fun mostly because of the Providence backcourt, which I can't think of a backcourt in years, Ron, that's been more fun to watch.
They've been truly exciting. Rick Pitino, you have to give credit to. He's really gone to the three-point shot, is very much a part of the Friar offense. The team averages better than 8.5 three-pointers a game, and Donovan and Brooks are the two leading scorers in the team. However, they only attempted 5 three-pointers in the first outing against BC. They're making better than 8 a game. Jim O'Brien will use special defenses against these fine backcourt players.
Yeah, that's going to be interesting to watch unfold. Billy Donovan, by the way, has gathered some more honors this week. He was named co-player of the week in the Big East Conference, along with Reggie Williams, the All-American out of Georgetown. But as Ron Perry touched on, it'll be interesting tonight. Providence College fans remember the first time these two teams met. It was a very close game, a lot closer than most people expected. And a big reason why was because of the junk defenses, as coaches like to call them. Tell us about that, Ron.
Well, I think when we see Lewis, Ernie Pop Lewis, Billy Donovan, and Delray Brooks in the lineup, we'll see BC using man-to-man defense. But if those players go out, we'll see diamond and one and also triangle and two, where those key players are chased man-to-man.
And that'll be Dana Barros and, of course, Jamie Benton, who will be doing the chasing for Boston College. And Barros, you should remember, is coming off an outstanding game. His career high of 30-plus points came just last week, so he's looking to continue that outing, and he had him right here at the Boston Garden. He likes to shoot in this place. So this should be fun here tonight. Again, Providence College looking to hang in. How good they are, nobody really knows for sure. We're going to find out a little better anyway tonight when they take on BC. Coming up, the starting lineups between PC and BC. We'll be back right after this word from your local station. Welcome back to the Boston Garden, everybody. I'm Mike Gorman, along with Ron Perry, and we're nearly set to meet the starting lineups now for both the Boston College Eagles and the Providence College Friars. Boston College comes in 8-11 on the season, 1-8 in Big East play, and Providence a remarkable 16-3 overall, 6-2 in the Big East, tied with Syracuse and Pittsburgh for the top spot in the Big East. And Providence fans know well that coming up this Saturday at the Providence Civic Center, the Pittsburgh Panthers could be a game for first place in the Big East Conference. But meanwhile, Rick Pitino and his Chargers are simply looking forward to tonight. They have got to play better here than they did at the Providence Civic Center. I think that's a safe thing to say.
They have to really be up for this game too, Mike. A couple of very emotional wins that they have at the Civic Center against Georgetown and then St. John's.
All right, let's go to our public address announcer now, Ted Sarandis, and pick up the starting lineups.
As the Boston College Eagles host the Providence College Friars. Let's meet the starting lineups. First, for the visiting Friars of Providence College. At forward, a 6'7" senior from Kitchener, Ontario, number 15, David Kipper. For the Eagles of Boston College. At forward, a 6'5" senior from Andover, Massachusetts, number 10, Ted Kelly. Providence at forward, a 6'4" senior from Germantown, Pennsylvania, number 23, Ernie Lewis. For Boston College, at forward, a 6'6" freshman from Dorchester, Massachusetts, number 34, Robert Francis. For Providence, at center, a 6'11" senior from Central Falls, Rhode Island, number 50, Jacek Duda. For Boston College, at center, a 6'8" junior from Geneva, New York, number 44, Tyrone Scott. For Providence, at guard, a 6'4" junior from Michigan City, Indiana, number 12, Delray Brooks. For Boston College, at guard, a 6-foot junior from Providence, Rhode Island, number 11, Jamie Benton. For Providence, at guard, a 6'1" senior from Rockville Center, New York, number 34, Billy Donovan. For Boston College, at guard, a 5'10" sophomore from Mattapan, Massachusetts, number 3, Dana Barros. The head coach of Providence College is Mr. Rick Pitino. And the head coach of Boston College is Mr. Jim O'Brien.
And we are just about set to go. Jim O'Brien's got his kids ready, so is Rick Pitino. Coming up, the opening tip between Providence and Boston College, right after these words from your local station. Okay. Welcome back to the Garden. There's a good look from up in the far heavens of the Boston Garden. We'll get a lot closer as the game goes on. Mike Orman along with Ron Perry, Jacek Duda, and Tyrone Scott are set to go up. There you see the matchups, Brooks and Donovan, Barrows and Benton. Not often that you really can take 6 players, and I don't want to say eliminate them, but the action's in the backcourt tonight, Ron.
It sure is. It's very much a perimeter game. Defensively, both teams will be trying to neutralize the strength of the opposition, which is the outside shot. So the inside game, which I think at the top favors Providence. Rick Pitino can go to 4 people inside, favors the Friars.
Jamie Benton kicks it baseline to Francis, who comes right back out. Boston College may turn out to be very patient in this ball game tonight.
They should. They're averaging 66 points a game. Providence just under 90. And I think with Jim O'Brien's limited bench, he wants to take time off the clock, go to the shot perhaps with around 15 seconds on the shot clock.
Well, he's already got it down to 10. Dana Barros for 3 won't go, and Duda clears the rebound. Here come the Friars, first time tonight. Delray Brooks out here on the wing, looks inside. Now Donovan will set up an offense.
Man-to-man defense by BC. That's with Brooks, Donovan, and Lewis in the lineup.
And Ernie Lewis looked to go inside to Dave Kipper. Kipper never looked for the pass.
Well, it's unusual for the forwards for Providence to think of their backcourt people not taking the three-point shot. He was ready for rebounding position.
Tyrone Scott helps break the pressure. Here comes Barrows. He'll take it right at Duda. Won't go down. Rebound Lewis, and now it's the Friars' turn to run. In the middle, Billy Donovan. Bounce, nice pass. But Lewis won't go down. Rebound, a strong one by Barrows. With Pitino looking for a travel. He won't get it, and Barrows will bring it back up. We played about 1:20. No one has scored yet.
Providence setting out in a very extended 2-3 zone defense. They'll try to shade Barrows out of this. The good perimeter shooter is Jamie Benton for BC.
You watch the players in the zone. They will pass Barrows off to one another. Barrows is number 3. That's Benton down in the corner. Kelly. Don't look for Kelly to shoot it too much. Benton will shoot it. Kelly wanted to go inside. Scott traveled with the basketball.
Tyrone Scott starting this game. He has had a stress fracture in his leg, which Troy Bowers had at 6'8" also. Jim O'Brien needs production inside, so that's really why Bob Francis, the freshman, is starting. He had a fine game against Seton Hall on Sunday with 14 points.
And again, Donovan looking to set up. The Friars 1:50 into the game, and Lewis knocks one down. Just 2, says Tom Frame, says he was on the line, but the Friars get first blood.
BC trying to make that defense look like a zone, but it's a man-to-man defense trying to confuse the Friars. Didn't work that time, though.
Again, Boston College very patient on the offensive end. They would like to keep this game 50s That would be great as far as Jim O'Brien's concerned. 60s, though, he'd be satisfied with.
He's really been coaching to try to put BC in a position to win games, and they've been there. They just haven't been able to get over the hump in close ones.
Kelly inside. Lewis got the block on Francis, and here comes Donovan. Donovan's good little fake on Barrows. Now Brooks for three. Got it.
That's why Providence is #1 in the country and made three-pointers. Even on fast break situations, they'll dump it back to take the three-pointer.
Barrows trapped right at the half-court line. Benton, a nice catch on the far side.
Very dangerous cross-court pass.
I think Dana Barros was afraid of going backcourt with it and just kind of got rid of it. Kelly penetrates. Won't go down. Francis, a good follow.
Bob Francis is a very active forward. He's come into the game, sparked BC at times, hits the boards with aggression.
Eagle fans showing a little bit of support here as they litter the court with streamers and confetti. 5-2, Providence by 3. Jim O'Brien takes the time to go over some things with his team. Friars are just standing out on the floor waiting for action to begin. You can see O'Brien, I'm sure he's talking more defensively than offensively there.
He is, and there you see Rick Pitino. He's setting up his three-point shooters. Meanwhile, BC trying to disguise defensively in a zone, but they're really matching up right now, trying to get to shooters. But the key for them is to neutralize inside the big rebounding game that Providence could get going against the limited BC front court.
Out again, Donovan will bring it up and set it up. Popping out is Brooks. Lewis all alone. Brooks traveled with the ball. I don't think Delray could believe how open Lewis was there on the wing. Ernie Lewis, Ron, I'm sure you can appreciate this, and maybe you can explain it to me. I can't think of a college basketball player I've seen in a long time who gets as wide open as Lewis does. I mean, it's not like he's open by a foot or two. He gets lonely in these places he finds on the floor.
He plants himself behind the three-point line, and that's a credit, I think, to Billy Donovan and Delray Brooks, the kind of attention they attract. Lewis is really the trump card. It's tough to play three people from that distance.
Delray Brooks is going to be whistled for the foul. Foul's not a problem for the Providence College Friars. They commit them with frequency, but it's all part of the master plan of Rick Pitino. Jim O'Brien up coaching hard, and again has done an outstanding job this year of putting Boston College in the position to win. Now, they haven't gotten many, obviously, from their 1-8 record. Lewis, the quick hands to take it away from Francis, but he recovers it, and now Benton will try to set it up. Kelly kicks it out to Benton. Here's the difference between the two clubs. Delray Brooks, a quick steal, goes by Barrows for two. Ron, I wanted to point out there the difference. Benton got that ball, and he got it right on the line, whereas all the Providence players are going to be a foot behind that line when they catch that pass.
That's because they've really worked on it, so when they get over there, they make sure they're behind that line. The other thing that Providence doesn't do, even if they're on the line, they take the shot right away.
Tyrone Scott, and I think he traveled. Yes, he did. Third turnover already on Boston College with just about 4 minutes gone in the game, and now we're going to get a timeout. 15:56 to play here first half, and the Friars are out of the gate quickly. They're up by 5. Welcome back to the Garden, everybody. This copyrighted telecast is produced by authority of the Big East Conference and is intended solely for the private non-commercial use of our audience. Any publication, reproduction, retransmission, or other use of the pictures, descriptions, and accounts of this game without the express written consent of the Big East Conference is prohibited. There a look at Ted Kelly and Delray Brooks making his way back out. Providence up by 5, and they got the ball. Rick Pitino yet to go to his bench, which might be a record here 4 minutes into the game, Ron, and no subs.
He'll work a lot of people into the game in the course of the game, as you see the hot start that Providence is off to in the field, and BC struggling. They need to play from in front to slow down the tempo.
Lewis missing from the corner. Francis to rebound. Here comes Barrows.
Talk a lot about early leads in games, but it's particularly important for a team like the Eagles that wants to slow it down to try to play from in front so they can dictate the way the game is played.
It's becoming increasingly obvious as we approach the 5-minute mark of this first half that Boston College is going to take time off the clock when they come up. Kelly, a good play, and he picked up a foul on Lewis as he penetrated nicely and made Lewis commit the foul.
There will be opportunities for people like Ted Kelly, Tyrone Scott inside, Bob Francis, the way that Providence is trying to match up against Jamie Benton and Dana Barros in the backcourt, trying to force other people to hurt them offensively. Ted Kelly, cousins with Fran Costello, the Friar of the past.
Friar of the past. I like that.
We went to the same high school and played for my dad at Catholic Memorial High School and played for Dave Gavitt at Providence.
Kelly misses them both, a 50% free throw shooter, but Benton, who is very, very good at what you just saw, got in there and stole the rebound.
Jamie Benton's 200 pounds, only 6 feet tall, but he is strong.
Kelly's looking to find Barrows. Now Scott takes it at Duda, hits it, and a foul is going to go on Jacek Duda. On Duda, that's his first, the third on Providence College. Boston College yet to commit a foul, and now, as we look at the replay, nice play by Scott. Rick Pitino goes to the bench. Conlon and Wright have checked in. Kipper and Duda have gone out. Heck of a game by Steve Wright on Saturday night, huh, Ron?
He had some great plays. I remember one time where he played both ends of the floor, a dominant defensive rebound, a dominant offensive rebound, then he jammed it through. All-out hustle.
And Boston College is going to get a third opportunity at the basket this trip.
You can see the way Donovan is really shading Barrows.
Benton trying to kick it back out to Kelly. It's kick ball, and it'll be Boston College ball. Again, if that was the fellows in the black uniform who just had that ball, the shot goes up when Jamie Benton had it right at the three-point line. You can see the difference in philosophies between these two clubs very clearly as Skip Barry checks in and Kelly goes out. Barry a better shooter than Kelly.
Jim O'Brien has a lot fewer answers to go to on the bench, so he wants to take seconds off that clock so that he can take time off the clock, play less defense.
Boston College will maintain control. Brooks gets a hand on that pass. Jamie Benton forces one up. Francis tried to ram it home. It won't go, and here comes Donovan on the break. He's got Wright and Lewis with him. Billy will take it, and he misses. Rebound Wright, and a big one, and he's fouled. Went everything but in for Billy Donovan, but Steve Wright, a good effort on the offensive board, and he'll find himself at the free throw line.
Now this is an area where Providence really could expose BC in this game, hitting the offensive boards. If those long jump shots don't go in, they create good offensive rebounding opportunities, and Wright, Conlon, Jacek Duda, and Abdul Shamsuddin should have their way if they're active on the offensive glass.
Steve Wright, an 82% free throw shooter so far in Big East games. The Friars do not miss many free throws.
75% as a team, which is really outstanding. See Providence now lining up with the 1-2-1-1, full court pressure. They'll trap once they get over midcourt. Rick Pitino says he uses something like 10 different defenses to try to confuse the opposition, all of them applying pressure.
Barrows kicks it off to Benton. Now Boston College will work that clock. Barry kicking it inside. Francis is sent back at him by Wright. So again, Steve Wright, a minute off the bench, a factor on the defensive boards, and that reject on the offensive end. Billy Donovan is out. Carlton's screen is in, and Troy Bowers is going to come in for Boston College. Foul off the ball, Robert Francis. That's his first. Careless one. It cost them possession, and PC will get it back. Conlon, screen, Wright, and Lewis on the floor for Providence College. Troy Bowers has come in. He joins Scott and Barry up front. Barrows and Benton stay in the backcourt. And Boston College all over the board that time.
Bowers is also recovering from a stress fracture in his leg. He and Tyrone Scott had very similar injuries. He's a player that was counted on heavily by the Eagles, and they'll need him to really come on strong in this game and as the season progresses. Providence in a very tight man-to-man. They've shown multiple defenses in the early going.
On the baseline, Scott unable to get the jam, but the foul is going to go against Steve Wright.
Providence really trying to make BC hurt them inside. Tyrone Scott with a very good power move here. He gets the step on Steve Wright, and Wright can't do much except reach in and foul.
We have played better than 6.5 minutes, or just about 6.5 minutes of this ball game, and not many points going on the board. 8-4, the Friars by 4. BC 0 for 3 so far at the free throw line.
Been doing a good job rebounding their free throws, though.
That's one of the areas that, you know, I mean, this is not meant in any way to take away the great job that Rick Pitino and his staff have done, but if Connecticut, Georgetown, and St. John's shoot 70% from the free throw line, Providence College loses all 3 of those games last week.
Free throws are critical. Have to make them as a team, and you have to rebound defensively against them. But that's a good point, Mike.
Dave Kipper, turn around, he got it. Kipper, one of the real pleasant surprises so far for Providence College this season. And there he is making the steal at half court.
And he made a good decision not to grab it and go back court.
Donovan hits the jumper.
This is PC style of play. They capitalize and make that turnover hurt. Now they're in their up-tempo style of play.
Near steal by Billy Donovan, but he picks up the foul instead his first. But again, let's see Rick Pitino clapping his hands on a foul like that.
He'll give up those kind of fouls with the pressure that PC puts on. They rush the opposition in taking the quick shot. He'll have to give up some fouls in the course of that action.
12:57 left to play here in the first half. Providence out front by 8, 12-4. Back at. Welcome back to Boston Garden, everybody, and don't forget, stick around at halftime. We'll have a look at new Boston College coach Jim O'Brien, and also check things out around the Big East. Have a first half recap and a special feature also coming up on Dave Kipper, so stay right there at the half. 12-4. The Friars are up by 8 right now. Neither team is really shooting the ball all that well with 7+ minutes gone. You see the free throw percentages. Boston College can't do that and expect to win here tonight. They're also 2 for 9 from the field. So combine those two, and they're probably lucky to be within 8 right now.
Yeah, they really are. In trying to be patient, it's also important for a team that's trying to establish tempo like BC to remain aggressive offensively while they're taking time off the clock. And I think they've been passive so far to begin this game.
Dana Barros, that was almost an NBA three-pointer.
Now that's a little more aggressive. He went right at it. That was from way downtown, but there was no hesitation.
And Darrell Wright comes right back, tries to knock one down. Rebound by Bowers. Screen, Donovan, Duda, Kipper, and Darrell Wright are on the floor right now for BC. No changes off that last time out for Boston College. Barrows can truly shoot the ball from anywhere on the floor, and if you come at him hard on that three-pointer, he's going to go right by you.
And they really rely on him. Even if he's not shooting the ball real well, they need to get it in his hands as much as possible to create things as BC loses the ball. Skip Barry trying to make that entry pass on the baseline, and I think Barry's going to come out of the ball game. Yes, he is. Ted Kelly comes in. You see Delray Brooks checking back in for Providence College. BC is really trying to disguise their defenses, make it look like a zone, but they've been going pretty much with a man-to-man here in this first half.
Billy Donovan front rims it outside. Here comes Barrows again. Benton will try. Air ball, and Darrell Wright is there. Wright thought about the three-pointer.
Here's the triangle and 2, Mike. Looks like Donovan and Brooks being played man-to-man. The rest of the team in a triangle zone inside.
Third turnover on Providence College. Boston College, if they can convert here, can get back to 3. Rick Pitino not too happy with the offensive output so far. 12 points in 9 minutes. Now you see the turnover situation.
BC going to their big people to try to break the pressure, and they have turned that ball over in the first half. Providence has only been able to convert on a couple, though.
Barrows is double teamed in the corner. College with 10 in the shot clock, and a blocking foul is called on Darrell Wright as he got there late. First foul on Wright, and that's 6 now on Providence College. Next one, PC goes over the limit as Pop Lewis comes back into the game. BC with a fresh 45 off the inbounds pass, trying to kick it inside. And it's going to be a kick ball. Boston College will keep it. They'll reset the shot clock. Here comes Francis back in. And Tyrone Scott will sit down.
Providence is playing good half-court defense right now with their 1-2-2 matchup zone. BC not into any kind of offensive rhythm, though. They're looking for Barrows to do something. Providence is doing a good job of shading him. As a result, people tend to be standing right now.
It's just a plain throwaway. Donovan did a nice job not going into the backcourt to get that, and then Francis picked it off on the other end. Both teams rather sloppy.
That they are right now, Mike. No one converting offensively. Good opportunity for PC. Kipper doesn't really get it crisply to Donovan to run the break, and it results in a turnover.
Boston College has to be very pleased they're hanging around in this game right now because they haven't done dust on the offensive end.
They haven't. The only positive thing they've done is slowed the pace of this thing down, and Providence, of course, doesn't like that. They want to run up and down the floor, but BC is being patient with the ball.
Down to 10 seconds again on the shot clock as we're under 10 minutes to play here first half. Barrows, the pull-up, and he got it.
Now, he's been a one-man wrecking crew for BC in many games, coming off a 35-point effort against Seton Hall. He's the man they look to. He's their main cog out there, and he has to have the ball to create.
He has Boston College back to within 3 now in this ball game. Donovan looks to go on Kelly, does, and picks up the foul on the drive.
Excellent quickness offensively. Billy Donovan gets the first step. He's sneaky fast, going up against 6'5" Ted Kelly, as Kelly catches him with the body, never able to establish position with good feet, good footwork. Jimmy O'Brien.
Billy Donovan hoping he was in the NBA there, looking for some continuation on that, but
he wanted it.
He did. Misses the easy bank shot, and it's picked off by Benton. Boston College can get to 1.
I know for a team that likes to run like Providence, this can drive you crazy, seeing a team walk the ball up court. You really have to dig within yourself, to stay emotionally ready and up and score offensively so you can put the pressure on.
Barrows has got good position down low. They get it to him, and Duda has to commit the foul, and that puts Providence College over the limit. Second foul on Jacek Duda, and they will shoot 1-1. Steve Wright is going to come back in. You see Duda going out. Talked to some of the PC players before the game, and they kept telling me that, like, we're up for this game, but I couldn't help but wonder whether or not they were trying to convince themselves they were up for this game.
They've been playing for full houses at the Civic Center. Very emotionally draining games, Mike. Really exciting. Big wins at the end. They come into the Boston Garden for this one. They do have to get themselves up. There's no question. The pace is certainly to BC's liking right now.
That's the first free throw that Boston College has made tonight. They are 1 of 6 from the line. BC must have this little hex they carry around with them, Ron, if they get these people to shoot so miserably at the free throw line.
Geez, I don't know how they do it. They seem to be having it working for them.
I think some of that, I mean, you could answer this much better than I as a player. That one rolls in for Barrows. Is the tempo they force you to play. You're a little pooped when you get to the line, that's for sure.
Can certainly wear you down. You'd be more surprised to see it early, though, Mike. Maybe late in the game seeing the free throws go down.
Ernie Lewis free at the free throw line. Can't get it in. Barrows the ball, and Boston College a chance for the lead. It hasn't been pretty, but BC can go ahead here with 8:45 to go in the first half.
Good poise by Barrows. He got the rebound. He's only a sophomore. He logs a lot of minutes, though, for BC. He just walks it up and stays within control.
Francis couldn't handle that pass. Good entry, though, to Bowers, and the foul, I believe, Kipper will pick it up. Rick Pitino up talking on the sideline to Billy Donovan as you look at Bowers at the free throw line. Now Donovan coming back to pass on those instructions. Troy Bowers is a very good free throw shooter. Made his first 2 so tonight. points for Boston College.
Kind of a frustrating season for Barrows. He's had the stress fracture. He's had a knee injury, a calf injury. You know, he missed most of the first half of this season. He's just trying to get himself back into shape and make the big impact down low.
Knows how to get that roll in these Boston Garden rims, that's for sure.
Good shooting rims from out front here at the Boston Garden. I wonder if Rick Pitino just whispered to Billy Donovan, Billy, take charge out there. We need to get a lift. Get us going.
Kipper, offensive foul as he bowls over Barrows.
Crowd's getting involved a little bit, just what BC didn't want to do. And BC's getting the confidence early in this game that the way they're playing is the effective way against Providence, slowing it down. Here's the full court pressure with Marty Conlon, 6'9", pressuring the 6-foot Jamie Benton, taking it out.
It's the 5th turnover on Providence College, which ordinarily wouldn't be a lot if they were running the ball, but given the pace of this game, that's too many turnovers. Barrows in a little trap and flicks it over to Benton.
Providence going now to, they're still staying with their matchup. I want to see if they went through. More pressure.
Oh, tough shot by Barrows.
He's only 5'10", but he can get up.
11 straight Boston College points. Delray Brooks avoids Benton. Bangs one off the back rim, and the foul, I think, is on Bowers this time. Tom Frame with the call underneath. Yep, it's Bowers.
You can tell one thing there. Bob Francis certainly didn't like the call. He was revved up. He got the big rebound, and Bowers pushing off. Looked like BC that time had good position. Right now, Providence not into their running flow, not moving as well on the offensive glass, nor are they in as good a position to get those rebounds.
We're going to have a timeout. 7:49 to play here first half. Providence College is struggling. Back with this. Well, the Friars better beware here so far tonight. Dana Barros does have himself 7 points, and Boston College has got a 3-point lead. They have run off 11 straight points. Neither team shooting well. 5 of 13 for Boston College, 5 of 14 for Providence College.
And that's after Providence made 3 of their first 4 shots, Mike, so that's really been a drought for the Friars.
Rick Pitino, concerned, I think might be a good word.
The difficult thing when you're playing against BC and they're slowing it down like this is to still come down, and you can take good, quick shots when they present themselves, but you just don't want to rush it out of frustration because you don't get the good rebounding position if it doesn't drop for you.
Again, Providence College very capable of scoring points in bunches. They need a bunch. Ernie Lewis will try, and he knocks it home for 3. More and more season goes by, the man taking the big shot at the big time is Ernie Lewis.
Well, it's certainly been the case of late, Mike, with the Georgetown buzzer beater by Ernie from the right corner, and he made the 2 critical ones to start the overtime session against St. John's.
Fans may or may not believe it, but both from 2-point and 3-point range, Ernie Lewis is a better shooter than both Donovan and Brooks.
And partially, I think you're right, Mike. He's got a lot of good, clear opportunities.
That was a clear opportunity right there for Troy Bowers as he rams home his 6th point of the night. The first time that Boston College really has been able to successfully, quickly work the ball in low.
Backcourt being matched up now. Donovan is being played by Barrows, and you've got Benton on Delray Brooks.
Conlon, and a great block by Bowers.
I think Troy Bowers is a little bit pumped up for this game.
I think Troy sent a little message there to Marty Conlon and crew, too.
He really got up on this one, timed it.
Great timing.
Came from behind Francis to get up and bat that one away.
Steve Benton is make that Tyrone Scott coming back in, and Robert Francis will go to the bench. 17-15 Boston College by a deuce.
Jim O'Brien hasn't been able to go to Bowers and Scott down low this year. They've both been hurt at different times, so having them out there together playing well is a big plus for the Eagles.
Conlon looking inside for Wright, and the foul is going to be on Tyrone Scott. That was good ball movement by Providence College there to punch it in low. That's the second on Scott and the 5th on Boston College. So still 2 to go before PC will get some free throws. Donovan still can't find the range. Conlon trying to keep it alive, and he commits a foul as he reaches in on Jamie Benton.
Jamie Benton is very active on the boards. We mentioned that he's strong early, and Marty Conlon working for that offensive position. Just got beat to the ball that time by Benton.
Donovan just 1 of 5 shooting so far in this game, and we talked about the fellow at the free throw line and his squatty body, I guess you could say, but he's got himself 4 rebounds tonight. He averages 4 a game. A very good free throw shooter too. That's his first point. BC by 3. 6:29 to play in the first half, and Benton looks to make it 4. Lewis a good job boxing out the shooter, and he got the rebound.
BC staying with their matchup.
Donovan keeps firing away. They're not going down, and a whistle off the ball, and a foul is going to go on Steve Wright, I believe. On Wright, that is number 2. Providence College is starting to dig themselves a little hole here.
This is a game where they've got to reach back, Mike. They're coming off the big wins. They're now ranked 17th in the country, one of the hottest teams around. And the people that have taken charge, Billy Donovan, Delray Brooks in the backcourt, really have to start pushing the ball, being aggressive, and the big people need to give them a lift inside where they really could take advantage against BC.
Wright goes down with his 2 fouls, and Abdul Shamsuddin is making his first appearance. It was 12-4 Providence College, and since then it has been a 14-3 run by Boston College.
Could be worse if BC was making their free throws.
Yep.
Providence only got 5 3-point efforts in the first outing, and you can see that BC is really trying to get to shooters from that range.
Marty Conlon takes it in and hits it off the glass.
And those are the kind of opportunities that should present themselves the way that BC is pressuring the outside. You have to give something, and that's what it is.
Good hustle by PC, but Barrows clears it with the press. It turns out to be 3-on-1. Tyrone Scott jamming it home.
You have to do that once in a while against the pressure, and it was a good cross-court pass that time by Barrows to set up the break.
Conlon walks with the basketball. Rick Pitino saying, I worked with that kid on that move for hours, and he doesn't travel when he does that.
He's saying, guys, that's the old crossover step. Kept his pivot foot down, he just brought that foot over. Seeing it quickly, I have to agree with Rick, doing the offensive lecture that I do once in a while in the summers. It looked like he did keep that pivot foot down.
Boston College will try once more to inbound. Delray Brooks, the quick hands. The PC press really yet to be effective.
Benton backing way up right now. He's about 5 feet off the baseline. Conlon 6'9", makes it difficult for him to see in.
Benton up quickly to Barrows. Barrows for 3. Got it!
Now Boston College is executing very well right now. They had slowed the pace down, but when they're breaking the pressure, they're making good decisions on when to slow it down and when to take the quick one.
Biggest BC lead of the night at 6. There's a steal. Here goes Barrows. Lost the dribble, but tracked it down.
I like that in a young player, the way Barrows went and got that. PC will try to trap him now and then keep a player near him. See Donovan to not let him get it back.
Lewis, good hands, but Benton got it back, and Donovan picked it off. Billy on the break, wants it, and he got it.
He sure did. He had to want that one to get that. That wasn't an easy shot at all.
Knocked out of bounds by Lewis. BC will try again.
Mike, this is the effectiveness of the press. All of a sudden, even though BC beat it quickly a couple of times, it got BC into thinking, hey, we can score fast, and the pace has picked up all of a sudden.
Delray Brooks and Steve Benton were having a few words underneath the basket. Now Brooks is going to come out, and Carlton's screen is in.
Little preventive officiating there to come on in and split those two up.
Scott coming to the free throw line, and now Barrows to bring it up. Nice move to get through the pack.
He's got great acceleration.
Dana will take it. Rebound, Conlon. Up quickly, screen on the break. Carlton screen finds Ernie Lewis. Yeah.
Oh, that was a clinic that time, and Lewis doesn't even bother filling the lane and going to the hoop. He just positions himself behind the three-point, Mike.
Never before this year would you see that. He had an open wing for a layup.
It was great. I just watched him. He backed himself up, and that's another reason why he's as open as he is a lot.
Francis, a quick shot, is short, and that's going to be a foul on Tyrone Scott coming over the top. That's the third foul on Tyrone Scott, who's got himself in a little bit of a hole here early.
Pace of this game is picking up, though. BC enjoyed some success, a couple of fast breaks against pressure. Now they're taking their shot a little bit quicker, and this is the effective full court pressure as you see Scott banging into Conlon, committing the personal.
We're going to have a timeout. 3:50 to play here first half. The Friars are back to within one. And don't forget, everybody, the Plymouth Player of the Game will be selected at the conclusion of this game and during every game televised by the Big East Conference Television Network. It is all part of the Chrysler Corporation's sponsorship of Big East basketball.
Well, PC does play that aggressive defense. Pop Lewis gets his hand in there, gets it alive, and Benton tries to make pass out of there. But look at the quickness by Donovan and the BC coaching staff's reaction. They don't like what they see, and Billy Donovan, coast to coast, takes charge and finishes off.
All right, Providence with the ball and a chance to get the lead. You see the Eagles, the only backcourt to outscore the Friars this year, and now Marty Conlon's called with a foul.
Big philosophy that coaches try to use against the team they're playing is to try to take the players that have been doing the job, scoring the points, out of the action. And it's easier to do that defense backcourt people and making other people that aren't used to handling the ball hurt you more than those scorers.
And Kelly now 1 for 3 at the free throw line.
Co-captain on the team. He only played 13 minutes against Seton Hall. He's had the flu. Caught that after the Villanova game when they were down in Philadelphia.
Paid some dues, this kid.
He sure has. He's really hung in there, and he's a good testament of really enduring and hanging tough. And he's out there really contributing this year for BC.
3-point Boston College lead. You can see about 3:35 now to go on the game. Makes that the half. It was the game. The Friars are being in a lot of trouble. They're in enough trouble as it is right now. Kelly is called for the foul, and that's going to push Boston College over the limit.
Now you can see BC really scrapping for the ball right there, and Conlon, a little too much reaching in by Ted Kelly, and you can see his reaction as he's laying on his back on the floor.
Second foul on Kelly. It puts the freshman Marty Conlon at the line. Conlon, as you see, just about an 80% free throw shooter. He's got great form at the line, Ron.
Now you see more and more of this, these people that are 6'8", 6'9", 6'10". Excellent follow through, shoot the ball well from the perimeter. He's a good-looking young offensive player, Marty Conlon.
Got himself 4 points here tonight, and the Friars are back to within one. Barrows can really get off the ground.
Great vertical leap. He's 5'10". He shoots it well. Dangerous pass there, though, as Ted Kelly sneaks over the midcourt line.
BC a little confused right now offensively, and they'll set it back up.
PC now in a man-to-man defense. BC trying to recognize PC has been playing the matchup.
Jamie Benton, who really has not looked for his shot, Ron, looks for it this time, and now kicks it out to Barry. He knocks it home.
PC has been doing a good job getting to the Boston College shooters, and that's the reason why Benton has had to kick off in this first half.
Carlton screened the penetration, and he drew the foul on the way in, and if that's on Kelly, that's number 3.
That was something that Jimmy O'Brien,
give it to, okay.
That was something that Jimmy O'Brien was nervous about. In the first meeting, Carlton screen came off the bench when Donovan and Brooks were really being held at bay scoring. They only had 14 in the game between them, but screen really penetrated against the trick defenses, and that hurt BC.
That's right, the first time that foul was given to Kelly. That's number 3, and Jim O'Brien's going to go to his bench. Benton will come in, and you see Dave Snedeker making his first appearance of the night for Providence College. You're not going to win putting the Friars on the free throw line. BC by 1. Good hands by Snedeker. On the break, Dave's on the wing. Puts it up. Got it!
Excellent pass break by Providence. Carlton Screen making things happen out there. Really ran a clinic that time, getting it to Snedeker.
Jamie Benton now outside as the Friars have surged back in front by 1. And Carlton Screen is called for reaching in outside. PC right now in the midst of an 11-4 run, and that makes Rick Pitino a little happier.
Screen with that little reach in that time. It wasn't a very aggressive foul. Benton with the ball has to look to penetrate a little bit more with the denial of Barrows offensively.
Points for Jamie Benton on the night. We're dead even at 28. 2:07 to play here first half. Benton has had a solid year. He is from Providence, Rhode Island.
He had a great game here against Connecticut. It was a tough loss for BC, but he almost single-handedly brought BC back in that game, and that was a game where you'd normally see Barrows take charge, and he came through that time for him.
Screen, little stutter step outside, forces one up and hit it. Showed me something there, Ron.
Great penetration, can create things, and he made the shot that time, a tough one.
Providence chasing all over the floor. Barrows pops out. Donovan's there with him. Donovan and Barrows rather lost his footing, slow getting up, and the foul is going to be on Shamsuddin underneath as the ball got low to Barry. Barrows looks to be okay.
And that was just a slip. Excellent pressure by PC on the perimeter, but it is opening up a few lanes for BC if they're patient enough to swing the ball. Here's the slip by Barrows. He just hit a wet spot on the court that time, and he did get rid of the ball while that was happening to avoid the travel.
Skip Barry, who has, interestingly enough, Ron, is a 80% plus free throw shooter in non-conference games and is down around 65% in Big East play. I'm not sure how you figure that.
That's a little bit on the inconsistent side for Skip.
3 for Barry on the night, tied at 30, 1:25 to go first half.
You can see the triangle and 2 defense right now by BC. Donovan being played and Lewis being played. Man-to-man with chasers. The rest of the BC defense in a triangle zone inside.
Snedeker went through the middle and was wide open. Lewis didn't see him. Now they kick it back out to Screen.
Very tough defense to box out of. So look for Providence to assert themselves on the glass.
Screen looking to do it alone, and he lost the ball.
He got so many dribbles going between his legs that time, he just forgot which way the ball was going.
9th turnover on Providence College. BC can take this down to about 15 seconds before they'd have to shoot it. Barry. Benton. Oh, Steve Benton with great position, but he didn't get the layup, and the rebound off to Shamsuddin.
Snedeker did a very nice job to change the direction of that shot.
Barrows with the kick as Billy Donovan was trying to find Dave Snedeker on the baseline, and Providence has got 22 seconds left here in the half to get off the final shot.
You always have that question mark when you watch Providence if they will hold for the last shot. But on the road in this game, I think they will try to work it around and get the last one, get it in the hands of Donovan, take some time off.
Snedeker fires away. Won't go down, and Snedeker comes and commits a foul on Benton.
That's why you always have that little doubt in the back of your mind as that jumper goes up.
Dave Snedeker sitting on the bench. Wishes he could have that shot back, I'm sure.
I think he does. I think he realized he took that one a little bit too quickly.
Rick Pitino still having a little chat with Snedeker over there. Steve Benton knocks home the free throw, his first point of the night, and Boston College goes up 1 with 15 seconds to play in the first half. Francis back in and Barry out.
Steve Benton has provided BC with a spark off the bench this year. He's a 6'5" swing type player from Philadelphia. Other than that, Jim O'Brien hasn't gotten a lot of point production off the bench.
Got himself 2 right there, and that's the Boston College lead.
PC will grab the three-point shot if they can get it.
Donovan working the clock down. Now he fires. Rebound, a strong one underneath by Benton. Up to Jamie Benton. Lets it fly at the buzzer. And Boston College has a very surprising 2-point lead here at the half. Is prosperity too much for the Friars? I don't know. That national ranking is in danger right now. Boston College is up by 2. 32-30. We'll be back. Welcome back to the Boston Garden, everybody. We were at halftime, and it's 32-30. Boston College with a surprising 2-point lead. I'm Mike Gorman along with Ron Perry. We'll talk about that first half in just a couple of minutes. But first, we've got a little work to do here. We talked about Billy Donovan being the co-player of the week in the Big East, and indeed it is. Reggie Williams with a couple of outstanding efforts.
He's a great player for John Thompson. He's been doing it all season long, and we were just chatting, Mike. He had one of the great Big East games against Providence at the Civic Center. 33 points, 18 rebounds. 25 of those points in the second half, and he just took over the game.
I think one of the statistics that really jumps out in that game is that Patrick Ewing, in all his years at Georgetown, never had an 18-rebound game. So that shows you the versatility of Reggie Williams, who's going to be a top-5 NBA pick. Our freshman of the week in the Big East, that goes to Pittsburgh, a team that many thought did not have a lot of depth. They're getting some depth as the season rolls on.
He's really giving Paul Evans someone to look to at the forward slot to bring off the bench. Got a soft touch. He likes to play the baseline. He was another factor in that big win over Syracuse at the Carrier Dome.
Yeah, Rod Brooken, our Plymouth Freshman of the Week. Let's take a look at the standings in the Big East. Hopefully this won't be the last time we see this for a while. Providence College right there on top, 6-2, tied with Pittsburgh and Syracuse. I can't think of a bigger surprise in college basketball, Ron.
No, everyone's really bunching up at the top. Providence up top is certainly one of the biggest surprises in the country. And we've talked a lot about this since the beginning of the year. Parity, we're starting to see it.
Yep, and we are indeed. 4 losses for St. John's, Georgetown, and Villanova. So, again, Providence sits pretty well if they can pull this game out here tonight in the second half. One of the reasons the Friars have been so good this year is, of course, Dave Kipper. He has been a pleasant surprise. Let's take a closer look here at young Mr. Kipper.
Rises to the top. Reggie Williams for Georgetown. Billy Donovan for Providence. Here's a steal by Kipper. One man to beat Bryant. He goes over the top of Bryant. Basket counts. Now is it a charge or a blocking foul? I saw Dave Kipper getting ready to inbound the ball in front of the Georgetown bench, and John Thompson walked over and gave him a pat on the rump. Nobody sees that.
Now the little stuff. And really, if there's been a guy that's been the heart and soul and the guts of this Providence team tonight with the performance they've had to this point, it's this guy at the foul line right now.
I think I'm a physical player, and I think my peers see me as one who works hard and one who enjoys playing a lot. You know, I love playing basketball, and my players see me as a very aggressive physical player. We work hard every day. The practices are just so intense. The hard work is just part of the whole thing, you know. That's part of our team and part of our work ethic, and it's meant a great deal to me. Just through playing, I know I didn't play much my first 2 years, but through my hard work, it's paid off, and now I'm getting some good rewards from it.
Donovan now. The dish to Lewis. The follow by Kipper.
I definitely think I've grown as a person here at Providence College. The teachers, the professors, and the whole coaching staff really give you a great deal of attention. Academically, Suzanne Fournier has done so much for me and for the team. and it's been a great experience for me.
The ball. Want to talk about effort? Wow.
I would tell a recruit that, you know, everything Coach Pitino says is 100% accurate, and, you know, he won't try to say anything that he doesn't mean. The players here are wonderful. He can't have any greater bunch of guys. Academically, he'll get as much help as he needs, and it's just a great school, a great atmosphere, and a great experience. I'm sure the team will have national recognition within the next couple of years, if not sooner. You know, Coach Pitino has a guideline set out, and we're way ahead of that so far, and if the team keeps performing as it has, and if we get some good recruits in, I'm sure we'll be up there. I find each game is becoming more meaningful for me because I realize that this is my last year. I've had some great times here at Providence College, and, you know, I've come to realize that I'm a senior and this is it, so each game I have to go out there and just give them 100%.
And if there's an MVP on the Friars.
Welcome back, everybody. First trip of the second half, and Jacek Duda knocks home a jump shot. Mike Woman along with Ron Perry at the Boston Garden. Duda the first two of the second half to get the Friars back in a tie at 32 apiece.
And that's Jacek's first shot of the game as Providence comes out and continues to pressure BC, trying to up the pace of this game for the first half.
Jamie Benton, one of those rainbows from the corner. 5 for Benton. That is his shot. And again, some streamers come on the floor at the Boston College end. Rick Pitino would take a tech right now. He's looking for any edge he can get. The Friars have had a lot of gut checks so far this year, and I don't think they expected one tonight, but they're getting one.
Yeah, BC played tough. They played the game at the pace they wanted to in the first half. First time the two teams met this year was a one-point game, Friar advantage at halftime, but PC is capable of the big spurt in the second half, and BC has been susceptible to long droughts in second halves of games. We'll see if we have it tonight.
Lewis tried to go on Kelly. Billy Donovan not having a good shooting night at all. Billy thought about it, thinks twice, and hits.
That's why he hasn't been having a good shooting night. He was well defended on that play. He had to squeeze it up. Credit him for keeping the concentration alive.
3 of 9 shooting so far for Billy. Benton on a wing. Can't answer due to the rebound. Providence a chance to seize the lead back again.
BC opening up with man-to-man defense. They'll play that with Lewis, Brooks, and Donovan in the lineup at the same time.
Donovan for 3, in and out.
He's had 3 of 4 from three-point land. He's 0 for 4 now from that range, and they all have been right on target but haven't dropped for him. Providence playing a 2-3, which they played much of the first half, matching up out of it, trying to get to Barrows and Benton out of it.
Francis hits a turnaround.
He looked very smooth on that one. No hesitation.
4 points for Robert Francis.
Went to Cambridge Ringen Latin High School, coached by Mike Jarvis, now at BU. Same school that Patrick Ewing starred at.
Inside, Kipper got good position, and the foul's going to go on Francis, who got their lead.
Jimmy O'Brien saying the ball just flung out of his hands. Francis didn't do anything. Let's take a look at it. The ball goes down low. Kipper goes up. Looks like it just did fling out of his hand. He might have a case over on the sideline.
Yeah, I think he did.
Officials want to anticipate plays. They just don't want to anticipate calls. This Duda just loses that one.
Providence catches a break as it goes off Boston College out of bounds.
Check that ball for grease. Seems to be slipping right now to start the second half.
Some hands might be getting sweaty down there. Donovan hits one. 2 for Billy Donovan. He now has 8 in the game. We're tied at 36.
Billy seems to be much more aggressively looking for his offense to start this second half.
Ted Kelly coming through some slight pressure. Barrows got a step on Donovan. Duda did a nice job to shut the baseline off. Jamie Benton. Whistle and a foul. I think it'll be Kipper. And that will be number 3 on David Kipper.
Providence with just another variety of Rick Pitino's defenses that time with a 2-3 trap. Good ball movement, though, to swing it by BC, and Benton eventually with a good head fake on that man, David Kipper.
See Kipper going to the bench and Marty Conlon coming in. Yeah, look at Jamie Benton. Some of the PC fans who came up trying to distract Benton, but Benton is not easily distracted. Again, about an 84% free throw shooter. Averages 12 a game and 5 rebounds. He is 5 of 6 from the free throw line tonight. BC goes back up 2. The tempo of this game very much the way Boston College wants it to be. Delray Brooks shut off, feeds it out to Conlon. Billy Donovan lost the dribble, loose on the floor. Kelly's got it, ahead to Barrows. Dana Barros gets 2 more.
Another good decision by BC that time. They had the advantage, so they took the fast, quick one. I think they blew the whistle that time to check Ted Kelly to make sure he was all right. He went down pretty hard, making that steal, and then the pass up court to Dana Barros.
BC down 4, 16:30 to go in the game. Lewis for 3. Nice rebound, Conlon, but he missed the layup. Got it back, had it blocked out of bounds. Providence College gets another shot.
Conlon did everything right that time. He went right to the glass, kept the ball up high, never brought it down. It just wouldn't go down for him.
Here comes Troy Bowers into the game, and Tyrone Scott will go to the bench. Skip Barry's going to come in, too.
See, Conlon that time kept the ball up over his head, which is where he should keep it. Great reaction, though, by Francis. Blocked that ball, and it was batted out of bounds by Tyrone Scott.
Ryan Ford sitting down the end of the Providence College bench. Duda can't get it down. Picked off by Barrows, and Boston College can go up 6.
See, if Barrows was out there with players as quick as he is, he would have put the afterburners on right there, but he's been doing a good job in this game to slow it down.
Skip Barry. The tap won't go. Loose ball. Barry's got it back. And he'll kick it out to Barrows. Dana will take it. Bowers the rebound.
This will really make Rick Pitino upset. 2-3 efforts for BC as Steve Wright gets ready to check in. Pitino not at all happy with his inside boxing out.
That's a travel on Jamie Benton as he took an extra step around the top of the key. Jacek Duda goes out, and we're going to have a timeout. 15:43 to go in this game. And the national ranking of the Friars is in jeopardy. Welcome back to the Garden, everybody. Mike Orman along with Ron Perry. Don't forget the Plymouth Player of the Game to be selected at the conclusion of this game and during every game televised by the Big East Conference Television Network. It's all part of the Chrysler Corporation sponsorship of Big East basketball. We had mentioned earlier in this ball game how the Providence backcourt has only been outscored once this year, and that was by Boston College. Well, Boston College is on the verge of doing it again. 21-17 right now. Barrows and Benton are outscoring Billy Donovan and Delray Brooks.
The BC backcourt matches up well with Providence. Ernie Lewis is also being guarded closely. He's the player that could be the trump card that could start to take that three-pointer. But right now, BC in the man-to-man doing a good job to get the shooters out from three-point land.
Delray Brooks for 3. Front rims it. Goes and gets his own rebound. Kicks it back to Lewis. Inside Steve Wright. Tough getting the handle. Won't go down. Barry's got the rebound.
He leads BC in that department, better than 6 a game. Providence only had 1 offensive rebound at the half. Credit BC's inside blocking out and lack of movement for PC.
Robert Francis was all alone on the baseline. Conlon, though, controlled the rebound. Here comes Brooks, kicks it ahead to Donovan. Lewis is planted on the other side. Donovan forced one. Right to follow won't go, and Barry again clears. BC now with the break. Barrows, nice move. Nice move.
Sure was. Little spin action from 17, and he left his man in the dust.
14 for Dana Barros, a 6-point Boston College lead.
Very smooth, too.
Yeah. That's big time.
No question.
forced one up and hit it. 3 points now for Wright in the game. Lewis tipping it away, but Providence, is it me, Ron, or is Providence College not as frenetic, for lack of a better word, than we've seen them in the past?
Certainly isn't the same pace we've seen in the last few games, and BC is more aggressive, certainly playing in this second half.
Troy Bowers now with 8. Up it comes to Delray Brooks. Pulls up for 2, and he got it. First points of the second half for Brooks. Bowers just able to control that ball in the front court. It's doubled immediately. Jamie Benton.
Rick Pitino has said that the press doesn't necessarily create a lot of steals this year, but it forces team to go at things quickly, and BC has been patient with the ball.
Foul's going to go on Steve Wright, a block. Tom Scott took a long time to call that, but the foul goes against Wright, and that is number 3.
Now let's see inside if Wright really does lean on that one. It looked like he had pretty good position. The only call the ref might have had is if he leaned with his upper body. He did come in a little bit with it, but it was a real fringy call. Have to establish this defensive position on that play, and his upper body looked to be in decent post position, but he was still leaning.
Barrows help along beyond, rather, the 3-point line.
PC stays with that matchup zone. They keep handling people to the next person. Good D.
Loose ball. Delray Brooks is able to keep it alive to Kipper, up to Donovan. 3-on-3 break. Donovan kicks it off. Lewis can't hit for 3. Right. Nice job underneath on the offensive board.
And the best thing he did, once he got it, there was no hesitation. He knew where he wanted to go, and that was strong to the hoop.
As you see, foul number 2 on Bowers, but a big play by Steve Wright.
I thought going into the game, this was an area where Providence could really hurt BC and expose them against the pressure defense with inside rebounding. To this point, hasn't been a lot of offensive rebounding by PC.
4 points on the game now for Wright as Jim O'Brien looks on. Providence setting up in the press.
No one on the ball putting pressure on, but trying to double up where they can. Great play.
Delray Brooks, Dave Kipper for 2.
For BC to call a timeout. Jimmy O'Brien almost on the court to call it. He's upset over there that he couldn't get attention. He thinks there was a hole defensively by Providence. That's what the arms mean like that.
Not a happy coach. We're tied at 44. 12:45 to go. Back after this word from a local station. Welcome back to the Garden, everybody. Mike Gorman along with Ron Perry. Tied at 44. The hints of an explosion here by PC.
Providence is the more explosive of the two teams. The press, if you stay with it, will eventually work for you. Kipper with the good lay-in. It forced BC to use one of their timeouts.
Delray Brooks, certainly the big play, though.
Great anticipation. Your pressing philosophy is you're going to stay with it. Jimmy O'Brien thought they was reaching in on it, but eventually it can work for you. Right now, PC not pressuring the ball, but doing a great job of denying.
Kelly just barely gets it into Benton. Up to half court. Scott is going to have to kick it back to Kelly. Over the line with about a second and a half to spare.
Donovan really denying Dana Barros, trying to make other people with BC handle the ball. Then they'll trap him and keep a man near him.
Here's a steal by Lewis, but he lost it out of bounds.
Rick Pitino just putting his hands up saying, you know, you point it to the ground. Don't necessarily dribble it up court, Pop. Get it to Billy Donovan or Delray Brooks in the middle.
They look to come and trap Barrows every time he gets the ball now.
And then they stay with him so that he doesn't get it back.
So they're pretty much saying, go ahead, you other 4 guys, and beat us, right?
That's right. Trying to make other people do it. I think that's the philosophy of both defenses going into this game.
Here goes Barrows to the hoop. Wright got a piece of it, but Scott was there.
And that's what happens when you really shade towards one player and help out towards one player, something has to give, and Scott was there to take advantage.
BC by a hoop.
BC now in a straight man-to-man.
Lewis for three. Doesn't get the roll. There's Wright again on the offensive board. Is stripped once, and he traveled with it. Great hustle, though, by Steve Wright. Pitino upset on the sideline.
To say the least, he feels that Steve Wright, the ball was hit out of his hands, but nevertheless, great effort by Wright. No results, though.
Long pass to Bowers, off quickly to Barrows. Wright is back. Barrows, so he can handle the ball.
Sure can. A lot of poise, too, to back it out. We've said it several times. If he doesn't have what he wants, he brings it out, and he sets up the team.
Dana Barros takes the layup. It won't go down, and Wright again a factor. Billy Donovan kicks it off. Lewis, plenty of time, and it won't go down, and that's going to be Kipper with the foul, and that is number 4 on Kipper.
That three-point shot is not going down right now for the Friars. 0 for 5 in the second half, Mike, from that range.
Marty Conlon, you see in. Kipper goes out with those 4 fouls. The third on Providence College in the half. 2 on Boston College. There's the down and out. Duda didn't get there.
That's the responsibility of the deep man. Jacek Duda is the designated back man, and that makes Rick Pitino very upset. He says, you don't give up anything. Don't give up the home run ball.
A 4-point Boston College lead with 11 minutes left to play in the game.
It's an opportunity for Providence to get it inside. They haven't had much range from the perimeter. Need to penetrate somewhat.
Delray Brooks, strong move to the hoop. The follow goes from Duda. Bodies on the floor, but no call.
To call that in the schoolyard, no harm, no foul. Incidental contact.
Depend upon whose harm you were talking about.
That's right. Always said that when you're on defense and you hack some guy. I didn't harm you on that one. Didn't put you at a disadvantage.
Charlton screen is going to come in for Providence College next whistle. Friars down by 2. Bowers really want on Duda.
And that's what happens when you have the confidence down low that you do want it. You feel the touch. No hesitation by Bowers. Went right at it.
In the middle, Conlon, and it's sent back at him by Bowers.
He's had some great flashes in this game. He had a block in the first half. BC can play bigger out there with both Bowers and Tyrone Scott, both 6'8" and quick down low.
Billy Donovan, nice pass to Conlon. Too many fakes, but he picks up a foul. This where, well, I know the fake is a strong play. Bowers gets a big hand from the BC crowd, but watch here, Ron. He's got the shot right there.
He has it. If he went right up with it, and had Bowers held his position, it would have been an offensive foul on Conlon for really creating the contact on that one.
Conlon continues to be perfect at the line. Great game for Troy Bowers so far.
He looks like he's back for BC.
Jim O'Brien has looked hard for a presence in the middle this year.
He's really had to disguise that part of the game and go to the backcourt game. Keep the scores down.
Nice catch by Scott in the forecourt. Now Kelly will set things up. Under 10 minutes in the game. Boston College by a hoop.
Trapping defense, 1-2-2 by Providence. Good movement.
Got to catch him to trap him, though.
Great penetration, and that's the result.
9 for Jamie Benton.
Always tell your point guard to try to get some penetration. Right now, with screen in the game, you see the triangle zone down low. Donovan and Lewis being played man.
Nice play by Duda down low. Jacek has got himself 6 points here in the second half.
Showing some offense, taking what the defense gives him.
Really all over the floor right now defensively.
It's a good job by screen to just sag off of Kelly and try to help out with the other people.
And Jacek Duda is called with a foul. The third on Duda, the fourth on Providence College. You've seen Boston College, I know, more than I have, Ron. I've probably done them 3 or 4 times this year, but this is as confident a half as I have seen BC play.
And I think it's because they established themselves early in this game, Mike. They came out and played tough with Providence. They weren't shooting it well early, but they found themselves in the game.
Yeah.
And I think they believe now that this is the pace they have to play at, and they feel they can win this one. The problem they've run into in games, though, is they run into that stone wall in the second half, and they've lost a lot of close games. We'll see if that haunts them again.
They've been in this position before against the likes of Syracuse, Villanova. Inside, Francis.
The difference in this game, though, is they're getting contributions from more people, and Bowers looks better than he has, and Francis is giving them a lift.
Getting more than their share of easy shots, too.
Working it inside. I think that's the pressure that Providence is putting on outside.
Carlton Screen launches 1 for 2.
Let's see if he can work his magic again. He had a dozen in the first time these two teams met. And Billy D and Delray only had 14 between them.
What a move by Barrows. Scott fouled Duda. What a great move on the drive by Barrows, though.
Seemed to be just gliding down court, shifted from first into second into third gear, left people behind him. Took it and dished it right around, just inside the free throw line. Took what the defense gave him.
There's a look at Dana Barros.
There it is, right around the foul line. He drew Duda, gave position to Scott, and you can see the hack right there.
That Tyrone Scott, a 60% free throw shooter. The Celtics are up 3 on the Hawks after 1, if you're interested.
Keep everyone up to date with the scores.
Tyrone Scott steps to the line. 6'8" junior out of Geneva, New York. Seven points for Scott. That's 2 above his average. Bowers is averaging 7 a game. He's got 12.
See Tyrone's numbers from the line. Just 1 out of 5. Pulled the string a little bit on that one, but the going's good for BC right now.
Conlon comes up with the rebound. 3-point lead for Boston College, 55-52. 7:48 left to go in the game. Knocked away. Barrows has got it. Dana.
That's anticipation, natural ability by Barrows, and he just ran away from the field.
Might be the biggest Boston College lead of the game. 57-52, they're up 5.
Where Billy Donovan needs to take charge. Handle the ball, penetrate.
Comes up short. Conlon a good job, and he's going to pick up a foul. Nice hustle by Marty Conlon on the offensive board as he got low and got position. Steve Benton, you see, coming back in. Tyrone Scott will go out.
Nevertheless, though, I think that's what Donovan has to do. Get the ball as much as possible. Try to create. If the shot's there, fine. If not, dish it off. That time he at least drew a crowd to give his people good rebounding position.
You see Bowers is back in. That's not good news for Providence College. Conlon hits again at the line.
Marty's done a good job in the second half with 5 boards, 3 of them offensive.
Had himself a good game. The Friars have looked far and wide for points in this game. Conlon, one of the few that have responded. 7:16 to go. That national ranking is on the line. The Friars are down by 3. Back after this word from your local station. Welcome back to the Garden, everybody. Mike Orman along with Ron Perry for the final 7 minutes and 16 seconds of what has been a little bit of a nightmare for Providence College.
Kind of a flat pass that time by Billy Donovan over to Delray. Got a hand on it, and Dana Barros. Great quickness and explosion going to the basket.
There you see the field goal shooting in Boston College again has come out extremely confident in the second half.
They've stuck to their game plan. They've been patient with the ball. They've worked it around, and they've had good success with it. And they believe that's the way they have to play. And they certainly have taken Providence well below at this point, you know, what Providence would like to have up on the scoreboard.
With 7:16 to go in the game, no one for Providence College is in double-figure scoring. Nobody.
That is a big surprise,
Yeah, it
particularly
really is.
Billy Donovan and Delray.
Dana Barros,
Nice pass.
feed. 14 now for Troy Bowers.
They're getting by the initial Providence pressure and starting to have good 3-on-1, 3-on-2 opportunities.
Bowers is 5 of 5 here in the second half.
Couple like that last one, too, the big-time dunks.
Delray Brooks lights one up.
That can close the gap in a hurry if
Yeah,
BC
sure
can
can.
hit those. BC has done a good job to get to that distance tonight, to not give Providence the easy three-pointer, but Delray found the range there.
That's one of the real advantages to the offense Rick has, is that when you get yourself down, you're not going to a shot that you're not used to taking.
Yeah, Providence is a much better come-from-behind team with their explosive offense than what BC would be, because they really don't have the explosiveness other than Barrows.
Air ball by Bowers. Francis, loose ball rebound, off to right. Pop Lewis finds an opening. Won't go down. Dana Barros the rebound. That might have been a big turnaround. BC could have tied it right there with 5:50 to go in the game.
It's a good move and a good shot by Pop. He was open. It's just not going down for him.
Lewis is 0 for 5 here in the second half. Ted Kelly. And a blocking foul is called, and Rick Pitino is really upset on the Providence sideline.
Wanted a walk on that play. Barrows was being denied. The whole middle was wide open for Ted Kelly. Kelly, not used to shooting, didn't pull up and take the jump shot, but a couple of these BC players will have to. He's got a 15-footer if he wants it. You can see Pop going down on that play. He can't believe it as he picks up the body foul.
Didn't look like he traveled. 6th foul on Providence College, the second you see on Pop Lewis.
Looks like it could have been a no call to me, Mike. I didn't think there was a lot of contact on Lewis.
Kelly inside. Scott foul. Delray Brooks reaching in, and Providence is now over the limit.
The same zip isn't there for Providence right now. They're not going at the traps with the same vengeance they normally have with their hands up. BC has excellent lanes to find people down low.
One of the things that Rick Pitino has said all year long, and I think some people thought that maybe he was underplaying and trying to make himself the underdog, and he kept saying, you know, we have to play hard every night to beat anybody. And apparently he's right.
He said that. He really believes in the press for that very reason. He said that gets us into games, and it really forces us early to make sure that we do play hard and play hard early.
That's a break for Providence College right there as Kipper comes down with the rebound, and again PC has a chance to tie.
That was a real push by Scott, that second one.
He's 1 of 8 from the free throw line. Delray Brooks nearly walked with it. Inside right. He did walk with it. 14 turnovers on Providence College, and for the second straight time, they have missed an opportunity to tie this game. Let's take a look.
Still a lot of time. 5:05 left to go. Gets the good position, but he just takes one extra step on the way to the goal.
Kelly has handled the ball a lot here for Boston College in the second half. Done a pretty good job with it so far. Nearly a 5-second violation. Bowers again.
Barrows is being denied right now. Kelly is much safer with the ball, not the same penetrator, but he is sure with his passes.
Inside they go to right. Takes the fall away and knocks it down.
Big basket as he posts up and shows some good O down low.
Good O down low?
Good O down low.
Like
good
that,
offense.
Benton waves some people away. 4:15 now to go in the game. Dana Barros for 3. Rebound Lewis. Providence College again now a chance to tie. Billy Donovan thought about pulling up. Lewis just threw the ball away.
That was just a mental lapse by Pop Lewis.
we didn't have a shot clock, Boston College is like take them 3 minutes off the clock right here.
You used to see that. You used to see the four corners set up, and teams would just spread the floor, force the team behind into man-to-man defense. One thing we can be sure of is BC will work the shot clock, which is down to 18 seconds.
Bowers has been the man for Boston College. Still is. Big, big bucket for Troy Bowers. 18 points for Bowers, a season high.
He is really emerging in this ballgame, particularly in the second half.
Delray Brooks answers quickly. 2-point game with 3:13 to play.
I think we're in for a great finish.
What else is new with Providence College? Tim Higgins has got a call. If it's on Kipper, he's gone. I think that foul might have been on Dave Kipper. We'll check it. 3:09 to go in the game. Boston College is still up a hoop. No, they're not going to go anywhere here. A little confusion down on the floor.
On the scoreboard, they've got Kipper up there, and that is his fifth personal.
Yeah, he's still in the ball game, though.
I thought Billy Donovan was closest to Ted Kelly on that play. I wasn't sure what the call was. It's on Kipper.
David Kipper has fouled out of the ball game with 4 points. That foul by Tim Higgins had to be off the ball because Kipper certainly wasn't near the ball.
It was because Jamie Benton is going to the line and Barrows was with the ball. We were focusing on him with Donovan playing him tight.
All right, Ted Kelly is going to step to the free throw line and shoot the 101. Misses the front end. And the foul's going to go on Scott. Tyrone Scott committing the foul, just the 5th on Boston College. So again, PC has the ball and a chance to tie.
And Mike, you've mentioned it. That's an area that's hurt BC this year, the foul line, and also opponents that Providence has played where they haven't shot the free throws. Well, BC not hitting from that distance.
All right, we really and truly are going to have a timeout now, folks. 3:07 left to go in the game. Rick wonders why. We'll find out. 63-61, BC. We are back at the Boston Garden for the final 3 minutes of this one. Nothing comes easy for the Friars, I'll tell you. 63-61. Boston College is up a deuce. 3:07 to go in the game. It will be Providence College ball.
The arrow favors Providence if we have a tie-up. But just by the score, Mike, 63-61. It actually favors BC, I should say. Just by the score of this game, though, 63-61 with 3 to go. And if we knew that beforehand, that's the kind of score that BC wanted.
Yep. Exactly what we're talking about, 50-60s, and it was in Boston College's favor.
And Providence comes in averaging just under 90 a game, one of the tops in the country.
Well, it's like the Friars never had their legs tonight.
Shot wasn't going down early. It wasn't going down for BC either, but BC did stick to their game plan, and they were able to slow this thing down.
All right, Boston College in the defensive end. Billy Donovan with the basketball. Top of the key, Conlon. Delray Brooks has been the man so far here in the second half. Gets it back from Duda.
BC is playing the tight man-to-man.
Donovan spins over Barrows and hit it. We're tied at 63. Jim O'Brien wanted the offensive foul, and he's up and screaming.
Clutch basket, though, and the man who usually takes it for Providence, Billy Donovan, closely guarded.
Jamie Benton up the sideline.
BC has to get the ball in the hands of Dana Barros down the stretch. They need him penetrating and handling it.
You just read my mind. Brooks is doing a good job of denying the ball to Barros right now.
If they don't, they'll try to dump it down to Troy Bowers. He's been really super in the second half of BC.
There's Bowers back out to Kelly. Getting close to the 2-minute mark. Bowers got to reach in before the shot. And Bowers will be at the free throw line.
That's been the offense the past 5 minutes. Barrows has been taken out of the flow with good denial by Billy Donovan. And they've been working the ball in low to Troy Bowers, who's really hungry for it.
Jim O'Brien that close to a major upset here in the Big East if his Boston College Eagles can convert here at the free throw line. Again, if BC's been hitting their free throws tonight, they're only 15 of 27. They've missed 12 of them. Bowers, though, is a perfect 5 of 5.
Like, I don't know how big a factor this will be either, but BC has been close in a lot of games. They lost by 3 Sunday, which wasn't really a close game to the Hall, but they lost at 1 point to Villanova. I wonder down the stretch if that's a factor for them. Wondering if they can win the tight one.
Bowers certainly is doing all he can to make sure they can. 20 points for Troy Bowers. Delray Brooks forced it up, won't go down. Bowers the rebound, and a big, big rebound it is.
Rick Pitino is trying to shift defenses. He's got his 2-3 matchup going right now. Look for BC to work the shot clock. PC, I'm sure, will trap out of this.
Dana Barros kicks it off. Nice catch by Scott. Barrows for 3. Rebound, Scott, and a fresh 45, which might even be bigger than the hoop. And Barrows stands, hands on hip with 1:10 to play.
Providence has to go man-to-man. There it is. They can't afford to sit in the zone with this clock going down.
Barrows will fire. Rebound, Brooks up ahead to Donovan. PC looking to tie.
Took that shot kind of quickly.
Jacek Duda wants to get rid of it and finds Donovan. Billy penetrates. Outside, Lewis for 3, and he got it!
Tends to save his best for the end, and there it is again, Pop Lewis.
Boston College not using a timeout. They can take the final shot of this game if they want to. Now Jim O'Brien says, let's talk it over. 35 seconds to play in the game. 65 for Boston College, 66 for PC. Welcome back to the Boston Garden, everybody. 66-65, Providence by 1. You see the time left, 35 seconds. Boston College has the ball. Our player of the game, no matter what the outcome of this ball game, has got to be Troy Bowers of Boston College.
He's really taken charge in this second half. He's been injured much of this season, but he looks like he's back healthy. He's wanted the ball down low and played exceptionally well. Converting down low, he's had a couple of big jams. He's also had some good turnarounds and some rebounding action. It hasn't missed from the foul line, 4 for 4.
All right, Troy Bowers has been the key. There you see the timeouts. Providence College with a ton of them. Boston College just won. 35 seconds to play. Comes into Bowers. Gives it back to Kelly. Now Barrows has the ball. Delray Brooks out there on him.
Got to be careful not to get a 5-second call down the stretch. You need penetration. BC very well could work this clock down and go for the win.
Sure looks like they're going to.
2-point field goal will do it, too. We've got an odd number here, and it's a 1-point differential. They want to make sure they take it with enough time to rebound and not enough time for Providence to bring it down court.
Jamie Benton takes it. Rebound, Kelly, weak side, throws it in.
What a shot by Ted Kelly on the way out.
3 seconds left, 2, and Providence College calls time. Rick Pitino can't believe Kelly wasn't called for foul. The first field goal of the night for Ted Kelly. Also his first rebound. Do you believe that?
Unbelievable. That's what I talked about for BC. Working the shot clock down. Enough time to get a rebound. They did that. And they're both limiting Providence right now to just a couple of seconds to pull off the miracle shot.
Let's take a look. Watch Kelly, top of the screen.
He's on the weak side behind Marty Conlon. Conlon comes in. It's a little too close to the basket and does look like he got pushed possibly in the back. He ended up on the other side of the basket.
Sure did get pushed. Watch again.
Watch Conlon. He'll go from that side of the basket and he'll come right across. Does look like Kelly's got his hands in his back. What a shot, though, to finish off.
Got away with one.
Anytime you have your hands down low like that, you typically call for that kind of a pushing foul, weak side. He was all by himself after he got the rebound. That's what had Rick Pitino so upset.
Rick Pitino is still pleading his case.
Talking about the push. Got a case.
see. First rebound and first basket of the game for Ted Kelly.
What a time to get it.
All right, Conlon. Long down and out. Duda's got it. Throws up a hook. It's short. Boston College has beaten Providence College, and Jim O'Brien has taken his team over the hump. And Rick Pitino is physically chasing the officials out of the building. You see the reaction here at the Boston Garden.
They finally win the close one, Mike. They've had disappointments in the close ones all season long. They played themselves into a position where they could win this game, and they really were the aggressors and the team that, set the tempo in this one.
Final score here from the Boston Garden. Boston College 67. Providence 66. We'll be back right after this word from your local station.